I wanted to talk to you about the three things that might be stopping you from really owning this fierce and fabulous season of your life. I'm so jazzed about all the things that we have coming up. I'm so jazzed about the things that we have to offer to you, and I'm going to introduce some of that to you tonight. But I wanted to talk about, for some of you, you are not having the sales that you want in this season and you're feeling frustrated. You're feeling really frustrated. And I wore my Powerpuff necklaces just to celebrate how strong all of you are, how capable, how equipped. You've got super girl power strength. And here's the thing, right? You can do whatever you set your mind to. You can get going right now. But there might be three things that are stopping you. So I want to jump into those three things first. But if you are waiting on that next degree, that next certification, that next qualification to start selling to people, you are missing out. You have a skill set right now. You have revenue inside your skill set. And my guess is that you have multiple six figures of cash flow available to you inside that skill set right now. The three things that might be happening is that when you're talking to people, and I'm going to refer to my notes here, so I've got my pen. When you are talking to people, you are selling them on just a process, a single product, like, hey, use this to get what you want, right? And sometimes people feel like, oh, that's not what I'm looking for, right? Like, that's not what I want. And so they're not saying yes to you because you're just sharing this one thing isn't really what they want. So this first challenge, when I say you're only selling one way or one process, what I mean is you're only selling the how-tos or the steps. Clients want the destination. When you go on vacation, you're buying the resort package. This is what they're buying. This is what they want. The highlight is not the crowded airplane, the laborious packing, or the calendar shifting needed to get time off. The happiness is found in the result, the change that happens because of the journey. Here's a great example. This is our client, Christy, and she 5x'd her income just in a matter of months with us. Her 2021 net was 52K. By the close of 2022, she had netted 250K in take home. The reality is my clients move fast because of the return on relationships with intimate voice, video, and text messages. We teach them how to use their gifts to do that. But when we sell to them, we don't sell the features, the benefits, and all the how-tos. That is not the most important part. So I want to encourage you to shift and sell the destination. The other thing that might be happening is you are trying to sell people time. You are trying to sell them on your time per hour, how much time you'll spend with them, how much time you'll put in with them, how much you'll work with them. And they're not interested in that. Now, do people want to make more time? Yes. But are people thinking about time in terms of your time per hour? No. That's a really short-sighted way for you to be selling. That's not really going to support your energy and effort. But if at the same time you said to me, you know what, you can have 25K in 25 days, but you're really going to have to sit down and have some full-time focus, you might walk away. Because if all I focus on is the time, that's going to overwhelm you. Here's challenge 2. You're selling time, either dollars per hour or how long it takes to finish the project or complete the program or use the system. When you go on vacation, you're buying the romance or the adventure. Your dream vacation is not about the hours spent preparing or even the time spent in each location. You want the experience. You are focused on the memories and the opportunity of a lifetime. The joy is the result of the experience. It's the emotions tied to the rest of your life because of the vacation. So I want you to focus and sell the emotions. What will it look like when your client has created that $100,000 in revenue? What will it look like when your client has found the love of their life? What is the emotion attached to the result? The other thing that you might be selling to people is you're speaking to their stuckness. You're talking about helping them get unstuck. You're talking to them about helping them get to the next thing that they want, but you're not speaking to what they really want. You're just speaking to the stuck. Are you stuck? Are you stuck? Are you stuck? And that feels really frustrating for people. People are just being reminded that they're stuck and they're not having a good time. Now, I support my clients all the time in getting unstuck, right? I have people who come to work with me and they are stuck. They can't get out of their own way. Now, another challenge, you are still speaking to the pain, not the dream. Clients want, what do they want? They want transformation. When you go on vacation, you're buying the identity of a traveler. This is what you want. You're not trying to think about how tired, overwhelmed, or miserable you are. That's not what you're looking for. You don't want to be reminded of the last failed vacation or seasickness on your cruise ship. When you go on vacation, you're buying the new identity, the changes as a result. This is one of my really incredible successful clients. This is Dora. And Dora added 57K in 8 weeks. This was her first 8 weeks working with us. Since that September, she moved so fast and she started signing her first 20K clients. And across 2023 and 2024, she had many 100K contract months and then even 100K cash collected months. So I want you to consider that you need to pivot and sell the transformation, sell where she's going, sell the destination, sell the emotion, the results. What will happen? What will happen? And this is part of what we do inside our Pivot for Profits. It's our work, 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 4 work weeks, 4 workshops, and 4 steps to find your fastest path to cash. It's all part of our bring your own business mentorship. And I love inviting people into this experience. There's so many opportunities for you to unlock so much good, juicy content, trainings you can binge on demand, weekly co-working time, weekly workshops live with me. But this is where you find the transformation. This is where you create your 25K months. This is where you create your 250K quarters. This is how you scale your business with ease, with simplicity, without a lot of hustle. And we move them through that. We work on the money story. We work on the mindset shifts. We work on owning their true expertise and experience. But if I only speak to, here's my process or product, and here's how long it's going to take for you to complete it, and here's how you're going to get unstuck, you are not going to have a good time at all. You are really, really not going to have a good time. It is not going to be fun. So if you are here with me now and you want more than just getting unstuck, where you really know that you want to learn what my clients know. You want to learn how to create 25K in 25 days. You want to learn how to leverage your skills, your expertise, your experience, your education, and turn it into cash flow. If that's you, I want you to type more in the comments. Hey, Hey, Chica, I want you to type more in the comments if this is you, if you know you want more. So if you are excited about being the shero of your own story, you can type Powerpuff Girls in honor of my Powerpuff Girl necklace tonight. You guys can type Powerpuff Girls in the comments. So this truly, right? This truly is about you shifting out of just selling your process or your product. If people only hear about your process or your product, they're like, well, I can get that product somewhere else. I can find that somewhere else. And you are commodifying yourself. You're turning yourself into a commodity. I can find a different agent. I can find a different consultant. I can find a different coach. They think they can get it somewhere else, and they might be shopping on price. And you don't want anyone who's shopping on price. You want someone who wants the very best in the business. You want someone who wants the best person, right? So who is that? Who is that? That's you. That is you. But you have to stop simply focusing on the process or the product. And you want to get out of the trap of focusing on the time, focusing on telling people how much time they get to work with you, how much time they're going to use with your product, how long it's going to take them. Those things don't matter. Those things don't matter. Because if you told me that on the other side, you could teach me, like I'm teaching you, how to have 25K in 25 days, I would want to know how to have 25K in 25 days, right? I don't care about the time it takes. If you said I can do it in 3 days a week, if you said I can do it working less than 6 hours a week, like that would thrill me, right? In about 6 to 10 hours a week, you could be making this kind of money. If you told me that, I would be excited. And the question was this. I saw this on someone else's timeline, and I thought it was really interesting how people responded. If you could make 15,000 from 40 hours of work, would you do it? And I think some people got confused on this person's timeline when they saw the question. It wasn't work 40 hours a week like an employee for a year and get paid 15,000. The question was, would you put in 40 hours of work for a client, with a client, to earn 15K? Would you do that? That's the question. And if you did that, right, let's say that's a week's worth of work. And if you did that for 50 weeks out of your year, you would make, what is that math? Like, let's figure out that math together, right? I know I put it in the group, but I can't remember, right? So 15K times 15K times 15K times 50 weeks, right? You're taking 2 weeks off for vacation. If you did that, if you worked full-time hours, you'd make $750,000. And some people get so fixated on these numbers. And let's say you just did it half the year. If you just worked half the year and you made $15,000 working part-time, which equated to 26 weeks of the year, you'd make $390,000. Like, can you get excited about that? Again, with 40 hours of work, you made 15,000. Let's say you worked 1 week a month, you would make 180,000. 180,000 working 1 week a month. Could you do that? Could you put in that energy and effort? Would you be willing to put in 40 hours? Sometimes we get so focused on the hours or the money that we don't look at the big picture. And this is something I do with all my clients. We go through how they're making their money, how they're getting paid, where they're earning, what's showing up for them. And we invite them to plan with us. We have a pivot for profit spreadsheet where we look at their last year's numbers, we project this year's numbers, and we look at their expenses, we look at their personal costs, we look at their dream account, their abundance and overflow, like the goals that they're working on, and we really make a revenue roadmap. share this with our non-clients, but I am going to introduce everybody to it across this work week. You know, we're doing our work week that we were going to sell for $497. I am giving it for absolute free. I am giving it away absolutely free. My goal is to crush my last giveaway, to beat my numbers. So if maybe I'm saying 25K and that seems like wild to you, but if I put it in terms of, you know, if you put in 40 hours of work, you would get paid 15K. Does that resonate with you? Does that feel good? Does that feel like something manageable, something doable? If you just did it 1 week a month, got that much energy and effort, you could have 180,000 added to your household income, added to your revenue. This is what I do with my clients. We find their fastest path to cash. You and 2,400 of my closest buddies, we're going to be there together, you and my business besties, and I'm going to take you through these 5 steps, these 5 very simple steps for growing your revenue, for building to 25K in 25 days. And our last series, I shared this yesterday with all of you, our last series, one of our people who attended before she became a client, she attended and she collected $29,000 cash in less than 30 days. She did it in the month that she attended our event. $29,000 cash collected using what I had taught her. And I only worked with her for 2 days, But oh my gosh, I'm going to spend 5 days with you guys. And this is really, I want all of you to know, this is really because of Aziza. Because of Aziza that we are doing all of this. Because Aziza said, you know what? There are so many women who want this and they're scared. They're scared about spending $497 on it. They're nervous. And I said, well, what if we just did it for free? We had to shift our timeline a few days so we could do it for free, so we could build the right materials for you. But we built this as a paid offering. So we are truly going to deliver to you. We're not just going to phone it in and give you a lot of like information with no implementation, but really, really going to get you into action. Right? What I said to you was, if you are simply selling people on your product or your process, you might be getting a lot of no's or not enough yeses. If you are selling people on the amount of time it's going to take them or the amount of time they're going to get to spend with you, they might be saying no to you. Like the time might not feel appropriate in their life. And if you are just selling people on this dream of getting unstuck, which is not very specific, people might be saying no to you. Like they're like, I know, I'd like to have a better life. You know, I love to ask people the question, where would you like to be a year from now? Right? I love to ask people that question. I find it very clarifying. But a lot of times they have a dream, but it seems far, far away, and they haven't really made any steps or moves to get there. And so it doesn't exactly make sense. And on day 1, we are going to unveil your unfair advantage. That is the name of this whole experience, Unveil Your Unfair Advantage. And we're going to talk about your expertise, your experience. I'm going to ask you 6 questions I ask every client of mine to answer, whether they're in our mentorship or they're in our mastermind. I ask every client one-to-one, every client in group with me, please answer these 6 questions. If we can get through these 6 questions, you can start understanding your expertise, your experience, your education, the advantage you have, the unfair advantage, what makes you unrivaled, what makes you a category of one. And that is what we're going to dig into the very, very first day. I'm excited about it. Then we are going to take you into a way that you can price and package your skills and knowledge into 25K months. We want to get you there. Too many of you are not leveraging your expertise and your experience. You're not using the skill set you have. You think like you have to go learn something new. You've got to sit on a bunch of webinars. You've got to go get another certification, go get another degree. Oh my gosh, how many women do I meet who are getting another degree? daily. And I'm all for it, right? I'm all for it. Like no one can take your education away from you. I'm not opposed to education at all. But if you are waiting on that next degree, that next certification, that next qualification to start selling to people, you are missing out. You have a skill set right now. You have revenue inside your skill set. And my guess is that you have multiple six figures of cash flow available to you inside that skill set right now. And then finally, we're going to help you build your hot list. I take my clients through this exercise all the time to identify who's talking to them, who's in their audience right now, who's around them right now that they can create an offer for, that they can really move them through our honey method, right? The ask, the invite, the offer. We want to get you in there as fast as possible. We don't want you to wait. We don't want you to delay. We don't want you to be thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. We want to move you into this. So we want you to build your hot list, and you're going to do that with us over this work week. Now, my clients, if they are not already in one of our masterminds or our mentorship, my clients pay $1,000 for a group work week like this, a work week like this. It's $1,000. And we were going to sell it at a steal at $497. But we made a decision. You can all thank Aziza. Everyone thank Aziza. If you are excited that Aziza is delivering this and making sure that all of you are getting this work week absolutely complimentary, absolutely free to you, and you're getting the replays, and you're getting access to 3 of our best experiences, our best courses. If you're excited about all of those bonuses and all of those features, I want you to type Aziza's name in the comments. Just type Aziza, all caps, type Aziza. Tell Aziza thank you, because she's really the woman who's responsible for this, because I wasn't sure that this was the way forward. And then I remembered that one of our best experiences at the start of the pandemic was gifting over $300,000 of support and coaching and courses to women. And I thought, well, maybe I can do the same this time. Maybe I can show up and I can deliver this amazing opportunity to people.